what I see a lot is just people being so disconnected.
When I'm somewhere as beautiful as this, I realise how strange it is to spend so much of my life alone behind a laptop screen.
I think I definitely felt lonely and knew I was missing community.
The Office for National Statistics reports that almost 4 million people in the UK are chronically lonely.
75 people sat eating delicious foods in the beautiful British countryside was just like, it was amazing. It was one of the best moments of my life. Knowing that we made that happen was incredible and worth all the hard work. Your head might tell you not to do it, but if that pull is there, that intuition is steering you in that direction, eventually you've got to listen to it.
In the landing films, I meet the people building businesses that help us reconnect with the land and reconnect with each other. The big question I'm trying to answer and ask with these films is, what can a broken world learn from these small-scale community building projects that are working with the land in a different way?
We run events that are outdoors. And we encourage people to not have their phone with them. We encourage people to take off their shoes. And all of those things really do help people to ground and connect with the amazing location we have at Lopemede.
The thing I love most about the Firelight story is how it started with a giant leap of faith. Jess and Greg borrowed a field, spent their life savings on a marquee, and decided to start a business.
Not really wearing the right outfits for this weather, are we, babe?
You just caught me just doing a 1,000-yard stare.
So what's really interesting about what Jess and Greg are doing at Lopemede Farm is that they're not owners of the farm. They have an arrangement with the farm where they can run their events and build their audience. Day to day, how does your operation work?
Good question. Day to day, how does it work? I think Greg's sort of the tipi man, like the very practical, when stuff needs to be put up, how stuff gets fixed. And then actually I'm naturally much more organised.
We've created this platform where really we can do everything, we can do anything, and we can iterate really quickly with ideas. So we come up with an idea for an event, get it live and start selling tickets. My life is constantly
Tightening it.
Tweaking, adjusting, tightening things.
Do you want us to keep this card here?
I think so.
Oh yeah, that's super appropriate, isn't it?
That really made Greg laugh when I
You don't know how appropriate it is.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate it is, but
Pretty accurate.
You don't want to know.
their courage to leap came from a moment where Greg finally realised how depressed he was.
We were sat by the fire in the evening, and it's one of my top 3 favourite things to do in the whole world is sit next to our van with a fire that we built, having had an amazing day out in nature, drinking red wine and just chatting. And I was just feeling the best, and I looked over at my husband, who was looking very, very forlorn. And we got onto the subject of how sad he was and how he just didn't know what to do with his life. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I would always be quite calm in the conversations, but I had kind of got to a place where I thought being nice isn't going to help anymore. I need to be quite forceful. So I got my fake handgun out and I put it to his head and I said, "What do you want to do with your life?" As if I was like giving him the stick up. And then he was like, "I want to bring people together." So I slowly took my gun away, put it back in its holster, and I was like, "Okay, let's have a talk about it. Like, what do you want to do? Bring people together. Okay, for what? Greg was like, I don't know, like for, you know, like experiences. I want to like be there with people for these experiences. And I was like, okay, great. That's just like a really small or big, like first step towards understanding what we could do together.
Greg's story of emerging from a cloud of depression really resonates with me. I work with arts and culture organisations around the world, but 90% of my time I am trapped behind a laptop, craving the more vital, wild, outdoor, communal life of my childhood. In a way, the Firelight story is one of coming back to life by coming back to the land.
When we were throwing around ideas for like what we could do together as a business, as a wellness business, it had to be outdoors. Our whole aim with Firelight was to get people outdoors and in nature. This giant teepee was really what we envisaged, I think, when we thought, you know, we want to get people outside, but we want people to also be sheltered from the elements.
Ultimately, we wanted to check that our vision was well received by others. It was actually something that was needed. There was no point in us doing something if nobody cared about it, and that we enjoyed it as well. And all of those things were true.
But if you can't afford land, let alone a farm, where do you start? For Jess and Greg, it was a couple of miles up the road. Lopemede Farm couldn't be a better home for Firelight. The 500-acre farm and owner Eddie have been on their own journey of transformation, leaving behind a traumatic past to become a hub for well-being. What's the relationship like with Eddie?
It's good. It's really good. God, we're so lucky to have him supporting us. I mean, he came to us. I grew up on a farm. My dad's a farmer. I know what farmers can be like. And he's sort of a new age of farmer, because he's come to a lot of the stuff. Like, I didn't expect him to come to the breath work. I didn't expect him to come to the DJ sunset yoga rosé night, but he has. What's lovely is that we're both learning at the same time. And we had a conversation the other day and we both said, like, as long as we keep on communicating with each other and we're both really clear and really honest, then there's no way that this can fail.
Would you describe this as a new era for the farm, like with the different enterprises that you're bringing in?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a new era, because it really became important to try and feel into a different way of farming. And for me, I had a number of crises that catalysed a change. And I think the main thing behind that was driving that, and the main purpose was my kids. So how could I get the farm to go from just surviving to thriving? And how could I be a better role model for them in stewarding our planet?
Firelight shows that getting started doesn't need to cost a fortune. Sustaining it, of course, is another challenge altogether. And a challenge for Jess and Greg made a little bit harder by the arrival of their first child.
If people watch this documentary, are going to go, that horrible man Greg making his big old pregnant wife pick up some big poles. Oh my God.
Is this a viable operation that you're engaging?
It can it be viable? It can be. I think what we've got to is a place in our second year where we realise actually we couldn't be doing any more events than we're already doing, because we're already absolutely flat out. So we need to swivel a little bit on things that we can do to collaborate with other people, but it still be worth our while financially, which we're looking to do more of, especially because we're having a baby on the way. So next year I won't be able to do as much of the facilitating as I have done the past 2 years. I know that in the first 3 years of a new business, the average is you don't start to make money until the third year. We're in our second year. So I'm just trusting that is a true bit of advice that I was given by a few people. We need to weigh it up on not just financials, but like how much joy that gives us and what people need around here. Because what we think is successful, it is not just about financial. Like, it has to be it has to be the other things as well. It has to be whether we actually enjoyed doing it, whether the people were receptive to it, enjoyed it, and they need it, and financial as well. Instead of meeting in the pub, let's just come around the fire like we used to, thousands of years ago, and just like story tell and have a nice time and drink tea.
Yeah.
You would feel really slow.
I'm just really tired now and I'd like to sit down. And that's me talking.
I know. You're not growing a baby and you're not about to teach an hour and a half yoga class, for God's sake.
I know. I can call out specific moments where we've been grafting seriously hard, dragging things up and down that hill in a wheelbarrow, absolutely exhausted, but then at that event, during that live event, the payoff of seeing happy, smiling faces and connections being made, new friendships blossoming, and actually the gratification of being thanked for having facilitated that.
We often just like stood back behind the bar and just watched people have the time of their lives. Like we're not even in there, but we're just watching it. Those little moments and people leaving the yoga or the retreats, and I hear one woman saying to another like, "Oh, that's exactly what I needed." Like just that one comment, with all of the hard work that it took to get there, if that is exactly what that one person needed in that moment, then that's just excellent, and we'll just keep on doing it.
The brilliant thing about the Firelight model is that they're working it out step by step. Jess and Greg have a vision to bring us all together at a time when we couldn't be more lonely. And they found a relatively low-cost place where their business can evolve.
The crossroads I'm at now kind of mirrors the crossroads I was at 3 years ago with gun to the head, in that, like,
Come on, Jess, get it out.
Oh, fine!
we've kind of like we've got this platform now, and what I've noticed from day dot, and even before we started, what kind of amplified my sense of male loneliness was just seeing these incredible female communities around yoga and wellness, and they're like empowerment and support within that's so lacking in my own life and in my own male relationships. I'm really feeling the pull to want to create that for men, and working out a way that I can bring men together for wellness without scaring them away with too much of the woo-woo stuff.
But if there's one lesson from Firelight, it's just do it. Get on with it. Build it and they will come. You can do this. There will always be a need for warm, safe spaces that people can gather together.
One of our favourite lyrics in a song is "Start small, grow tall." And we just kept on saying that to ourselves. We knew that we weren't going to be able to afford to buy a tipi straight away and do 160 person gigs, but we knew that we could hire a barn for 30 people and do a yoga brunch for a morning. So just whatever you do, just start doing something.
Next time on the Landing Films, we're going to a small family farm in Kenya with big plans to cultivate community. Please like, subscribe and follow along for more ideas from communities and businesses that bring us back together and bring us back to the land.